Have you ever been inches away from falling asleep when a random, cringy memory hits you like a truck? You lay there in the dark while your face gets hot because you remember that one weird thing you did. This happens to everyone, and it is basically a glitch in the way our human brains actually handle data. Your mind is finally quiet, so it decides to pull up the absolute worst highlights of your entire life. It's totally normal to feel this way because your brain is just trying to protect your social reputation. Your survival instincts are checking to make sure you do not make the same huge mistake twice in public. This whole weird vibe is deeply rooted in our need to fit in and how our nerves work. To understand why your brain chooses the middle of the night for this, we have to look much deeper. The main reason for this mess is something called the default mode network inside of your busy human head. This part of your brain turns on the second you stop scrolling on your phone or doing your homework. During the day, you have a million things to do, which keeps these annoying thoughts far away from you. But when you hit the pillow, the outside world shuts up and your inner voice gets way too loud. The default mode network starts digging through your past to find any lessons that might help you survive later. It is like an annoying older sibling who reminds you of your most awkward moments just for the fun. Your brain is not being mean, but it is trying to learn from every single social fail ever made. Your brain treats being embarrassed exactly like a physical injury or a deep cut on your own shaking hand. Back in the day, getting kicked out of the group meant you were probably going to get eaten by predators. Because of that, your brain is hardwired to freak out if you look like a total loser to others. These bad memories are stored with extra spicy emotions so that you never ever forget what they felt like. When you're chilling at night, your brain brings them up to see if you have truly learned lessons. The physical cringe you feel is a warning light meant to keep you popular with the rest of the tribe. You're just a social animal being audited by your own ancient and very protective biological security system. There's also a huge drop in your mental defenses as your body gets ready to drift off to sleep. During the day, the prefrontal cortex acts like a strict bouncer at a very cool and exclusive nightclub. This bouncer kicks out all the intrusive and annoying thoughts that make you feel bad about your past self. But when you get tired, the bouncer goes on break and the weird thoughts start rushing inside the room. This lets the more primitive and emotional parts of your brain run wild without any real logical adult supervision. Without that filter to tell you that nobody cares about your old mistake, the memory feels totally fresh. You are left defenseless against a flood of cringy moments that would usually be blocked by your waking consciousness. The science of sleep shows that our internal clocks play a big role in when we feel super sad. Late at night, your body goes through a natural dip in the chemicals that usually keep you feeling good. This low point makes you way more likely to feel anxious or even start roasting yourself for no reason. Your brain is looking at your history through a broken lens that makes every tiny mistake look like disaster. This is why a small social slip-up feels like the end of the world in the darkroom. Once the sun comes up and your body chemistry resets, you realize that it was not that bad. The night has a way of turning tiny pebbles of regret into massive mountains of heavy and dark shame. People who study history think this nightly playback was like a practice run for our ancestors around a fire. By reliving embarrassing moments, they could figure out how to act way cooler the next time they saw everyone. This mental replay allowed humans to become masters of social skills in a very dangerous and wild world. The embarrassment you feel is a powerful tool that forces you to pay attention to how you act. It is a way of getting ready for the future by looking at what went wrong in history. Even if it happened years ago, your brain still thinks it is useful info for your survival today. You're the child of people who cared a lot about what others thought of their own family name. The way your brain organizes memories while you sleep also adds to these ghosts coming back to haunt you. As you fall asleep, your brain is moving data from the temporary files into the long-term storage vault. This moving process can accidentally trip over old wires that you have not used in a really long time. It is like a librarian knocking a dusty book off a shelf while they're cleaning up the library. Suddenly, you are forced to read a chapter of your life that you thought was totally finished and buried. This random firing of brain cells is just a side effect of the hard work your mind does now. Your head is a messy workshop, and sometimes the old junk gets in the way of the new projects. We also have to think about how we naturally focus on the bad stuff more than the good things. Evolutionarily, it was more important to remember where the dangerous snakes lived than where the pretty flowers grew everywhere. In your social life, it is more vital to remember when you made someone mad than happy with you. This negativity bias makes sure that your mental highlight reel is mostly filled with your absolute worst life moments. At night, when there is nothing else to do, these memories stand out with a super scary clarity now. Your brain is just following its old plan to keep the most important safety info in your mind. It is a heavy load to carry, but it is why humans have been so successful for so long. The silence of the night creates a quiet space that your brain feels like it has to fill up. Without music or videos or friends talking, your inner voice becomes way louder and much more annoying to hear. You're stuck in a room with the one person you can never run away from, which is yourself. This forced alone time makes you think about things that you usually ignore during the busy school day hours. The embarrassing memory is often just your brain trying to find something to do in the quiet, dark night. It is like a weird movie your mind makes when it is bored and needs a strong reaction. Sadly, your brain has a twisted sense of humor and picks the movies you hate the most right now. Experts say you can fight this nightly torture by doing something called a worry list during the afternoon. By giving yourself time in the afternoon to think about your fails, you can stop them at nighttime. This tells your brain that the audit is already finished and there is no need for a rerun now. You can also try to look at the memory like it happened to someone else you barely know. This takes the sting away and lets the smart part of your brain take back control of things again. Remember that you are probably the only person who is still thinking about that one awkward thing now. Everyone else is too busy lying in bed thinking about their own super secret and cringy memories too. Feeling embarrassed is actually a really good sign that you are a normal and kind human being today. It shows that you care about others and that you want to be a good person to everyone else. People who never feel cringe usually have a hard time making friends and staying in the loop socially tonight. Your cringe is like a badge of honor that proves you are a sensitive member of the whole crew. It is the price we pay for being smart enough to understand how other people feel about us now. Embrace the heat in your face as a sign that you actually have a heart that works well. The night is long, but it makes us into better and more thoughtful versions of our own selves. You are a work in progress that is still being tuned by your past every single night right now. Those awkward memories are just the rough edges of your personality being smoothed out by your own fast mind. One day you will look back on tonight and realize it was just part of growing up for you. Until then, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you are safe in the here and now. The stars do not care about your social fails, and neither does the rest of the giant universe today. You are part of a huge story, and every weird chapter is needed for the happy ending later on. Sleep well knowing your brain is just trying to keep you in the squad for a long time. When you finally drift off your brain, we'll continue to work on making you a better human being today. It will take those feelings of shame and turn them into wisdom that you can use tomorrow morning. You're not defined by the one time you said something weird or tripped in the lunchroom yesterday. You are defined by how you move forward and keep being awesome despite the tiny little social slips today. The night is your time to recharge and reset for the next big adventure in your young life. So let the memories come and then let them go like clouds moving across a very dark sky. You are the boss of your own story, and the best parts are still waiting to be told. If you can learn to laugh at yourself, the brain will eventually stop using those memories as weapons tonight. A sense of humor is the best shield against the midnight cringe that tries to keep you awake now. Tell your brain that the past is over and you are ready to focus on the awesome future. You have a whole life ahead of you, and these little moments are just tiny blips on radar. Rest your head and trust that you are exactly where you need to be in this huge world. The dark is not your enemy, but a place where you can find peace and get some rest. Tomorrow is a new day and a fresh start for you and your amazing and powerful human mind. Remember that every genius and every hero you look up to has felt this exact same way before you. They also lay in bed wondering why they were so awkward when they were younger and more naive then. You are in good company, and this is just part of the human experience we all share together today. Do not let the shadows tell you that you are not good enough for the world you inhabit now. You are a biological miracle, and your brain is just doing its best to look out for you tonight. Close your eyes and let the silence become a warm blanket that keeps you safe from the past. The morning will be here soon, and you will be ready to take on the entire world again. Your brain is the most complex machine in the known universe, and it is currently working just for you. It is sorting through the clutter of your life to find the gold that is hidden in the dark. Every cringy memory is a lesson that makes you a stronger and more capable person in the world today. You are evolving into the person you were always meant to be through this difficult and nightly audit process. Trust the process and trust the biology that has kept our species thriving for hundreds of thousands of years. You are not a failure because you feel embarrassed, but a success because you are capable of deep growth. Tomorrow you will walk with your head held high because the night has finally made you much wiser. The stars are the only thing that connects you to every human who has ever lived or died recently. Your ancestors watched the same light from the same stars while they dreamed of the future we inhabit now. We are the stewards of a 300,000-year legacy of watching and learning about the world today. To ignore the night is to ignore the foundation of what it means to be a human today. Take a moment to step out and let the dark show you how big your home really is. The universe is waiting for you to look up and remember your place among the glowing and distant. Your story is just beginning, and the best views are always found in the deepest of the night.